What up, y'all? Josh and EC here once again with another quality video. Yes. Like we never left, but we did leave.
We did.
We
We've been
did.
gone.
We've been gone for a little minute, y'all.
Yeah.
I'd like to say welcome back.
For real.
I think it's been almost 2 weeks exactly
2 weeks, yep.
since we posted. It's been a while.
A lot of life.
A lot
has been happening.
And when we say a lot of life, we really mean a lot of life, y'all.
Yeah. In many ways that y'all will probably never really know.
Nope.
But
unless we like
one day decide to.
Yeah.
But we made it. Bottom line, we made it through.
We made it.
I will say, I don't think that we've been on here. Excuse the little chips and salsa too, y'all. This is another part of life, okay, that we haven't tackled just yet. We are horrible with eating during the day.
Especially when we're working hard.
When we're working hard, which we have been all day today. We literally woke up at 6:30. Been going ever since. And now we're actually filming kind of evening-ish vibes for y'all.
Dang near 6 at night.
Yeah. But we were determined to get back on here, get back to y'all. We missed y'all. Just get back on the Josh and Easy train. So here we are. But I was saying all that to say what? I got it.
Oh?
Food.
Yeah.
We don't be eating.
Our eating habits are terrible.
Oh my
Especially on work days.
And it's always chips. Like we'll go to chips to snack on and then eat dinner, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And I was just telling him, like, was it my project manager, she asked almost every day, did y'all eat? Did you eat? Did you eat? And I be trying to lie to her sometimes, but neither here nor there.
Ooh.
I did hear a suggestion that it could be beneficial for us to schedule either DoorDash or Grubhub. I didn't even know, because when we are hungry, we go out and get it. Like we don't really use ride services or food services to deliver.
No, we don't use like
stuff.
Uber Eats or anything like that.
Yeah, like pretty much ever.
No, we just go get it.
But
it's something to do. But we probably should. But I no, here's the thing. I don't want us to get in the habit of going out to eat.
I know, I don't either, but we have to eat. Like
we have to look out for our health.
Exactly. And we worked out first thing this morning.
Worked out.
So we're really going on nothing
Fumes.
right now. Yeah.
I didn't even get, I need to go get some more protein. I don't even have enough for a protein shake.
Bruh.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. And adulting can be so hard because it feels like you focus on one area of your life and you're like, all right, I'm going to fix this. But then all the things that you were like already good at start to deteriorate just slightly because you didn't put too much attention on them.
I feel like adulting is like, this is going to sound a little pessimistic-ish.
It's ghetto.
Oh, it's ghetto as hell. Definitely. But I was going to say, it's like, do you ever feel like we'll be able to just breathe type thing? I feel like it's all like lately for a while, it's just always been something. If it's not work, it's this. If it's not this, it's that. Like, I feel like that's what adulting is. Like, you never really get to just.
That's why it is important
not have a to-do list, basically.
Yeah. I think it's important to create times for peace.
Yeah.
Like, you need to create a time to, like, just say, yep, I'm going to breathe today.
Yeah. And we haven't been good with that either, though. Like,
nope.
And that's something that I think both of us individually and collectively want to work on this year, of just like allotting time of like, this is the day we're going to take off, instead of like burning ourselves out, being like, yeah, we're not feeling it today.
And then get up to the end and be like crawling to the finish line. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I literally can't do anymore.
Figuring out that balance and harmony is like a necessity.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what I meant. I don't want it to seem like super pessimistic, but that's at least what it's been feeling like for a while now. Like, there's always a to-do list. There's always something to be done. On top of being entrepreneurs, that's a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
Because we have to dictate what our brand is, like what our.
Yeah. Life kind of feels like swimming, right? Your face is underwater for a long time. You get like one breath of air.
Right.
And then you're right back underwater. Yeah. That's kind of how adulting is in a nutshell. And I mean, like, it gets fun, but like, I feel like that's where you have to like make the most of your career, your journey, like your partner. You have to like find joy in those moments, because you're going to be doing it all day.
Exactly.
You're going to be doing it a lot.
We were talking about, I think about a week ago or so, just like the teenage child years, and how, at least, it's not like I didn't cherish them, But you always hear the kind of cliche saying of like, don't try to grow up too fast. Enjoy and I don't think teenagers and kids these days even genuine like
That junk
now that we're
glazed right over my
glazed
head.
over at that age, right? But now when you're here paying bills and planning and trying to like execute different things on a daily and buy groceries and do adult shit,
You
it's
trying
like,
to take all that time back.
this is what they meant.
This is exactly what they meant. I wish they would have sat me down and be like, no, you're not listening. Like,
go into detail.
yeah. I almost feel like I should have been sat down as a teenager and been like, this conversation should make you nervous. But it should also make you excited that you're still young and you can still enjoy life.
So let me ask you this. This is spur on the moment question. Do you feel like when it comes to when we have kids, that's a conversation? Like, okay, it's a two-part question actually. One, that, but also before you answer, do you feel like you received the proper conversations or like just felt equipped for adulthood, whether it's more than just your parents or school or whatever? Do you feel like anybody prepared you for what adulthood has currently handed you?
No.
Okay.
People tried. I mean, my parents tried. School.
Did they try?
School didn't try.
They didn't try.
School tried to make me a great employee. And I'll go into detail about that in a second. But nothing really prepares you for life like life. Like, it's one thing to say, like, you know,
that's kind of real. I agree to an extent, and then I do think there's also some conversations that could have been a little bit more beneficial, like when it comes down to insurance, health insurance, dental insurance, paying taxes.
And that's something that I think I want to incorporate in our kids' future.
Yeah.
Like when they hit high school, about to go into college, I start putting in life boot camp lessons. It's like, okay, you're going to school, but when you come home, you're going to get your actual education. Like life is a much different ball game than school. School tells you that there's only one right answer. It's bullshit. Okay, there's multiple good answers to a lot of problems in the world, right? So don't think that there's only one size or one right answer to all your problems.
Right.
There's plenty of them. Number two, when you take tests, you take them by yourself. No help from anybody else.
What do you mean?
Like when you go into school and they have you take a test, it's never a group test.
Okay.
It's a solo test by yourself. You better figure it out. No help, no tools, no necessities, nothing, right? In life, when in the hell does your boss come to you and say, figure this out, don't ask nobody for help, don't use the internet, don't use no tools? Never. Yeah. Never, right? Okay. Then they judge you on some aptitude test that colleges came up with that have no idea. Like, okay, when have you used the Pythagorean theorem in your life? Go.
You're goofy.
You don't, right? But this is the kind of stuff that they tried to grill into your head. A plus B equals C, all these things. Like, I get there's some fundamentals woven into all that stuff. But, like, where was taxes?
Nowhere to be found.
Where was investing?
Nowhere.
Where was stocks?
Nowhere.
Where was any of this when we were kids just about to go into that adulthood life? No, they don't want you to know that, because that is the formula to being successful. And in order to make you a good worker, you can't be a successful individual.
That's deep.
It's kind of deep.
That's really
but
deep.
Either way.
We started this old junk off deep.
Man.
But as we try to keep it real, honest, and transparent with y'all always.
But I will say, with kids coming to the equation, I do want to start incorporating like life boot camp.
Yeah, I think it's necessary.
Yeah, for
sure. And I brought that up. Well, I brought it up for multiple reasons, but when I think about the last 2-3 years, probably since we honestly, I wouldn't even say just moved here, because even when you moved into Versailles, it's just adulthood. Like, you were full blown adulting.
Yeah.
Oh, I said Versailles. Now I can say it. That was where Josh's first apartment was.
My first apartment, yeah. In Oakbrook.
But that was like full blown, 100% on your own. All your bills were your own. Yeah. And you got it done. The independence just on a different level.
'Cause a young boy had to.
Right. But like, it's just different.
It is. It hits different. It's hard to
Adulthood.
explain. If you're a young kid and you're watching this and you haven't really hit the adult phase yet,
Yeah.
I'm not saying be nervous, but I would say, start trying to prep yourself for the responsibilities of what it means to
Yeah.
be an adult.
Yeah.
You're going to have bills, the things that you take for granted right now. Like you might borrow your mom's car.
Right, kids swear they're independent, but you still riding your mama car.
If you still
your
riding
phone
your
bill
mama
still
car,
being
the
paid by
phone
your
bill, your roof
Your
over your
groceries,
head,
the
your
food in your
groceries. Like there's a lot of things
Yeah.
that you don't think about
Yeah.
as a young individual.
Insurance, you're on your parents' insurance, honey.
I didn't
Health
think
insurance.
of I didn't think of any of that
Health
when I was
insurance?
younger. I didn't think of any of that when I was younger. You probably didn't either.
Nope.
And
Not
sure
a
enough,
second.
fresh out of college,
Yep.
it's like, hey,
Haymakers.
here's all your responsibilities that they didn't teach you in school while they were trying to teach you how to work for somebody else.
I was gonna say, every time I hear haymakers, I think of our first Vegas trip.
Oh
and how
man,
hilarious that was.
because we were too broke
We
to go
were
to
broke
Vegas.
as hell at that point, but no, we still made it happen. It was still a really fun trip,
Yeah.
but like
I think
broke as hell.
I think those trips, the broke trips, kind of be fun because then you start getting resourceful. You start trying to figure out, different
Bruh.
ways to get the coupons.
Y'all, we were so broke. We went to this one restaurant. This is completely, well, it's not off topic. It's a quality conversation. But we went to this restaurant. They serve burgers. I don't even think we didn't ask for a cheeseburger, but the waiter didn't let us know that adding cheese was an extra like $1 or $2.
No, the waiter was like, "You going to burger? Oh, you want to add cheese to that? Yeah, sure."
Right. When the receipt comes, we see we got charged. We was
Like,
pissed
And
about that.
it was
$1,
only it was $2, but it's like at the end of the
But we
day,
were-
broke college students, and I'm like, so you telling me the
Right.
cheese was another $1?
bro.
And that was before this 7.5% inflation, y'all. This was
Exactly.
back when prices were at least halfway decent.
That's true. And even that, like, sometimes I think about, do you think we should turn on a light? Or we think you're okay? We okay?
Yeah.
It's gonna
So
start getting a little dark.
it's gonna get it a
y'all.
little dark. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get ahead of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and get ahead of that.
But what I was gonna say while you're doing that, I am so grateful, honestly, to be with someone like Josh because of how invested you are in finance. Ooh, that went ugly.
That went ugly.
Maybe turn off that back. Oh wait, it's shaped up, baby. It's shaped up. Okay, that was real ugly.
That looked really ugly for a second.
But I was saying I'm super grateful to have you because if we weren't together, there's a really great chance I would have no idea what's going on in the stock market. I have no idea what's going on kind of in the news in general about inflation. You telling me like inflation is going, like just all of that.
Yeah, the beef with Russia,
Yeah.
stock market.
And that's the thing too about adulting though. You got to keep up with your life. You also got to keep up with what's happening in the world. Like
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. But I think the quote unquote career path that I'm choosing as like the goal, if anybody knows or doesn't know, my goal is to be a full-time investor. So whether that's day trading or long-term investing, but like all in all, that's my goal. But according to that career path, you have to keep up with economics. You kind of have to be an economist.
Economics, yep.
So you have to know, like, okay, well, are we leaning towards a recession? You have to kind of know what's going on overseas. If anybody knows about the company Evergrande, it's a Chinese company. It's a Chinese real estate company. It's worth 25% of China's gross domestic product, right? It's defaulting.
What if people don't
to
know
say,
what defaulting
To
is?
say defaulting is going out of business,
Okay.
right? There's entire cities with contract, like people paid money for buildings to be built, and they're not going to be built because there was too much debt acquired by Evergrande. But people don't understand. Evergrande.
Grand.
Yeah.
Can you spell that?
It's like Evergande.
Okay. I just want people to be able to Google it and like do some research of their own
Yeah.
after this.
But like
Look
some
into
people
it.
would be like, oh, that's China's problem. That's not ours. But our countries, whether we want to believe it or not, are very much interlinked. If you don't believe so, go look at any item
Bottom
that
of
you
this
have.
probably
Yeah.
say made in
Made
China.
in
I'm
China.
pretty sure my bottle was
That-
made
like-
in China.
Like you don't.
It is. Made in
Exactly.
China.
So when people
Yeah.
don't understand, like, okay, yeah, it's China's problem, but it has become our problem.
Right.
COVID was China's problem. It became our problem.
Yep.
Okay, so like
Yep.
all these things kind of work together, but you have to kind of keep your mind focused on all the different moving pieces and parts because it will affect the economy at some point in time. inflation. We're trying to fight inflation right now. So what do? They go on, they say they're hawkish, and the next thing you know, the rates go up, and then the stock market goes.
Right. I mean, honestly, inflation took like the start of it. Started being. I started being aware of it when I used to get them chip bags for lunch, 25 cents per bag. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
$4 for $1.
It's like
now it's about 50 cents per bag. The bag size, nothing has changed.
Something has changed. The amount of chips inside the bag has decreased. Okay, you're paying,
and they went up even
and they
more.
Went up in price. Yeah, you're paying more for less.
It's wild times out here, y'all.
Big wild times. Big wild times.
Be
which
woke.
I think, this isn't me giving out financial advice, but if you just sitting around with extra cash on hand in a savings account and you're not really putting that money to work, you're losing a lot of value, almost 10% value in your money.
It'd be making me sad every time you tell me that. My money that's sitting in my bank account. It'd be
sad.
But we said we were going to talk about that later tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to try and help.
I don't know if you want me to share that part, just about how like things are changing in the stock market. Yeah, because things are changing in the world, and therefore it might be a good time.
Okay. So
I don't know if you want
this
to share
isn't
that.
financial advice.
No financial advice.
This isn't
We're
financial
just
advice,
talking.
But again,
quality conversation.
It's just something that I like talking about. But if you want to get invested in the stock market, now would kind of be a decent time because inflation going up has driven stock prices down. The S&P 500, which is a combination of the top 500 companies in the stock market, that's down heavily. I think I can't remember the last percentage, but I know it's down substantially, and I think it has more ways to go.
Didn't you say what big name brand went down to like $100-something?
Facebook is down.
Right.
Facebook's down to like $100. I think PayPal's almost down. Like those are two very good companies.
At what?
Meta, Meta
is now but that was at like 300 plus per, right? And now that it's down to 100 something, I'm thinking about investing a little bit in it also because of the metaverse and the world that they're trying to enter. Yeah, like that's gonna shoot.
You know what's crazy?
Up.
They're actually having some. I forget what I read on that article. They're actually having some trouble in the metaverse department right now, but I'm not really.
But it's the next 10 years. I'm not talking about this year, next year. I'm talking about.
I'm not concerned with when I look at companies of like where like you should be investing. It's more so like, what does this company look like long term? Facebook's not going anywhere, right? PayPal is probably one of the number one payment systems.
Exchange,
in its department. So I don't think PayPal is going anywhere.
Right.
Like these are blue chip stocks that are just at a heavy discounted price because that's where the market is. When that happens, when the stocks are low, when there's blood in the water, that's when you eat. That's when sharks come. That's when you buy the boat. You don't go when everybody's talking about all this crazy stuff like Facebook's reaching new all-time highs. That is the worst time to get into any stock because that means you've missed the train. But this is the perfect time. Like Facebook's low, PayPal's low. These blue chip stocks are very low. So find companies that you like, you trust,
you believe in.
You believe in. Nike. If you go buy Nike, you might as well hold the stock.
That's real.
You believe in it so much, you buy it.
I wonder what Netflix is looking like.
Netflix was down pretty
that junk keeps evolving.
The only issue I have with Netflix, it's not that it's not a giant in its department. It's just the potential for competition to eventually take over is what scares me in the long term.
You think?
Netflix is a staple name. We all know Netflix. I understand
Netflix and
that.
chill. It's been in songs and stuff.
It has, but you have to think there's cyclical. Like you have now Disney Plus. You have Hulu. You have Hulu Plus.
I follow what you're saying, but I still do think
Netflix
holds weight just in the fact that it is in songs. It is on merch. It is it's just. It's a part of the culture. Yeah. Netflix is a part of the culture.
And this is the beauty of investing. You see how you truly believe in it?
I do.
And I'm sort of like, this is investing in a nutshell. You could have skeptics that say Netflix is going to be beat out by Hulu in the next 5 years. You could say, I don't believe it. But like you have people that do believe that and they would invest accordingly, right? You have people like me that's kind of on the fence. I want to see how this plays out. So I'm not going to invest just yet. I'm going to wait for a good price. Get in. You think it's valued? It's low. Let's get in.
My thing, though, too, last thing on Netflix, too, because, we recently watched the Kanye documentary, part 1. If you haven't seen it on Netflix, by the way, check it out. It's really dope. Genius, yeah. But even I saw was it last week? Dave Chappelle signed a contract that he's going to be coming out with 4. I don't even know the number actually. I just know he's going to be working on like multiple projects with Netflix. He signed that recently, and he really news. All his stuff. What?
That's good news for Netflix.
I know, but that's what I'm saying though. Netflix, even the movies that they have started to come out, these are big time actors and celebrities that they are somehow being able to afford.
Yeah.
To
Netflix is a powerhouse.
And that's Hulu. Don't do that. Okay, like let's be real. Peacock, I heard about Peacock. We still haven't given that's a channel or whatever. We haven't given that a try yet. Yeah.
Okay.
But like
it has the new Fresh Prince on it.
Okay, yeah, and I do want to see that.
I actually kind of want to see it.
That.
I don't want to totally disrespect Will, but Will's backing it, so I feel I rock with Will enough.
Things evolve with time, you know.
Yeah, it's not like Will Smith was gonna be young forever.
Right.
Okay, like this. If you wanted more.
And there's a new spice to it too.
Yeah.
I feel like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith was more like upbeat, low-key comedy. At least from the previews, I didn't see much comedy, and it looked like some real life like Greenleaf. You remember the show Greenleaf?
It definitely looks like some like drama TV, but like
but
you know,
good drama. Good
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yes.
I guess we'll just have to see. Maybe we come back on a quality conversation and give our first thoughts.
Right.
Who knows?
But saying all that to say, that's the reason I believe in Netflix though. Like I think they just work with a different
the number one reason why you should invest in Netflix is because you watch it so regularly.
I do.
And that's what I
do.
People listen to me and listen to me clear.
Talk a little closer so they can hear.
Listen to me and listen to me clear. If you're a beginner, you don't know how to invest, you don't know what to invest, you don't know how to evaluate the intrinsic value of a stock. I'm still learning that myself. But start out with companies that you already support with no investment whatsoever.
So would you? Oh, sorry to cut you off.
Netflix. If you watch a lot of Netflix, that's a good stock to buy. You're paying them every month. You might as well get paid back.
I was gonna say Uber. If somebody like Ubers a lot or uses Uber Eats, if they use DoorDash and stuff like that, do you think that
Uber's a decent stock?
That'll continue to evolve?
As
I know that I just put you on the spot.
No, I have a couple thoughts and feelings on that.
That's kind of just an example.
Yeah, I would say Uber is a decent buy. Uber's a decent buy. Tesla, I think, has a lot of long-term growth if they can get their junk together.
Freaking Apple. Didn't you say you saw some glasses?
Yeah, Apple's supposed to be dropping some Apple glasses or something like that here either this year or next year. Yeah, it's expensive, but again,
it's going to keep evolving.
Yeah, you everybody thought that Amazon was expensive at $200. Now it's at like $3,000. So like, I
swear.
So like, yeah. I mean,
I wish I would have.
Well, I mean, Amazon's probably down now. The whole market's down. So like, it's probably on a discount. It's probably still in the thousands, but
still a little steep for what I was like, you know. But I don't even know how we got in this conversation.
We are completely down the road.
Okay, that's just an increment though of adulting that we've been dealing with lately.
But that's where I spend 90% of my day.
Right. But let's go ahead and rewind also, because we've been gone for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Somebody had a birthday during that 2 weeks.
Yeah, it definitely got lit over these 2 weeks. Don't get it twisted. We partied.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we did.
You had a great time.
I had a great time. Y'all guys want to know my gifts?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know my gifts?
We want to know. We want to know.
The number one gift that I got was love.
Aww.
My baby loves me, and I love her too. Second best. Actually, no, I can't. I'm not even going to rank these.
Okay. Yeah, don't rank them.
I'm not going to rank them. Feelings get hurt.
Feelings get hurt.
But a really good gift that I got, Bay, good shot. She hooked me up with a new MacBook. iMac, excuse me. Yeah, an iMac desktop. It's something that I was going to get for myself eventually. I kept pushing it out. I'm trying to be fiscally responsible here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she bought out and blessed your boy. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that. I'm about to, I already loaded up my charts and stuff on there. So I needed the high speed internet. You know, I got to make sure these tickers are up to date. But like, I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
It upgraded the feng shui of my man cave.
Mm-hmm.
And now I had an old.
Where'd you get that? Amazon?
I got it on Amazon for $200.
Right. It was a used
It's a used Mac. Yeah. Very old. It's still got the CD port on the side. That's how you know it's old, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's super old, but it was getting the job done. That's where I was making my beats. and I still make my beats on there. Like I haven't switched that over yet, and I don't think I will until I upgrade my software. But
have you started editing YouTube videos on it yet?
No.
That's kind of why I got it too, because your space had filled up on the laptop.
Yeah, but a lot of my videos include mics. So when I do that, I hook the mic up to the laptop instead of the desktop.
That makes sense.
It's a catch-22. But for more videos, like when we do more Josh and EC stuff, I'll probably upload it on there and edit it on there. It's super quick. So if you have the bread and you need some upgrades,
Worth the investment.
It's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. But that was a really good gift. The second gift, I'm not gonna say the second best gift, but it honestly warmed my heart the most. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Bay surprised me with my brother, which was like, I haven't seen my brother in a fat minute. And if you haven't seen my brother yet, he practically looks like my twin.
They've seen him, yeah, because they always be, that's not his twin.
He's not my twin. He's older than me by 2 years. 2 years. But yeah, me and him are like
bestie bros,
friends.
Yeah,
best bud friends to the death of us. So I honestly did not see that coming at all.
I know
was
you didn't.
super excited when she called me around the corner. She was like, "Hey, do you have like something?" I was like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" And I came out and seen him, like jumped, like almost tackled him into this kitchen.
I'm so my phone cut off, freaking storage issue, but like I only caught his reaction of like, and then yeah, you guys embraced each other. And it just warmed my heart.
Yeah.
But we had that plan for a while, so.
So me and him kicked it for the whole weekend. Had a great time, vibes. And then my best friend came. Like it was perfect. It was perfect because like my best friend is like my brother too.
Yeah.
So like
literally, y'all grew up together.
Literally, like first person I met when I moved to Indiana, and like it's the only person that I've stuck around with. So that's my brother, Jordan. That's my brother. But yeah, those two gifts right there is enough to make me the happiest man on the planet.
I did something else too. Interesting.
Wait,
let's see if you remember.
Wait. Oh, hold on. I can't neglect that. I can't neglect that. I knew she was gonna feel some type of way if I didn't mention this. She cooked a baller meal.
A king's breakfast.
Okay. I mean, she had the flapjacks, the eggs, the turkey sausage. Because I don't eat
red meat no more.
No red meat, no pork, none of that. Eventually, I'll cut that other stuff out too. But right now, it's turkey chicken. She made me some turkey sausage too. Boy, you can cook the hell out of some breakfast.
Thank you. I am the breakfast cook, y'all.
And look,
I am.
I'm telling you right now, I don't eat pancakes. Okay, I was very specific growing up. I only liked my mother's pancakes. If we went out to eat, I was like, no, I ain't finna try these pancakes. You just finna disappoint me. She makes some pancakes, and I'm like, yo, make some good pancakes, yo. And I'll be smacking like, y'all, I don't even eat that much. I'll be smacking like 8, 9 at a time.
You're right.
It's like almost unhealthy how fast I devour those things. And they're not like small flapjacks, y'all.
The other ones recently were. The little minis you told me to make.
I asked her to make me some mini ones because I made like little McGriddles. I ain't had a McGriddle in so long. I was like, I'm going to make me a turkey sausage McGriddle with this egg.
It was actually really good.
Pretty bussin'. Yep. I ain't going to lie to you. It's pretty bussin'. But yeah, those were the ultimate gifts ever. I ain't gonna lie. Just like, I am a simple guy to please, but like when you bring my family around, I know you know me. Cause she was like, "Do you think I know you enough for a good gift?" And I was like, "Well, I guess we'll see."
Right. Cause
spot on.
Right. I did ask you originally if you wanted to tell me what you wanted, or like if you're gonna leave it in my hand.
Yeah, and I was like, "Surprise me," because that's another thing. That's another big discovery.
What?
Whenever I'm asked like, "What do you want?"
You can't answer.
Very hard. I feel like it's a man thing. We're so used to like being the provider of things. Like I find it like innately in my nature to want to provide things for you, the people that I love. Like I like being the fixer, the doer, I'm gonna get it done. But then when it's like, so what do you want? Like, I don't know. I have no clue. But I'm starting to work on that because that's important. You got to be like, how can I expect you to know how to love me if I don't know how to love myself?
Mm. You just got real deep just with that sentence alone.
Yeah.
That's real though.
And
Yeah.
I never really took time to like properly love on myself. Like you see me, I don't buy things for myself very often. I don't really like treat myself like that.
I don't think that it always has to be tied to financial.
I mean that
things,
too, but it's
though.
not like I don't even take like self-care days. Sometimes my mental mindset on how I go about work isn't even the healthiest. It's more so like work, no break.
I follow. I think
Well,
my
like,
face only looks like that because you really dive deep into my self-care products for someone who doesn't,
that's just
self-care.
That's just because they smell. And see, they smell good. They smell good and they feel good on my skin. And that's only recent. That's only in like
the last year or less.
Yeah. And if you ask me what I want for my birthday, I'm not going to say no self-care products.
You sure?
If you would have got them, I'd have been happy, but I don't think I would have said it.
Oh, no, you wouldn't have just said it, no.
Nah. I'd be trying
like a
to
little
think of
self-care basket would be a fire gift for men.
That'd be fire. If they're open to it. They like you kind of have to be open to it at first.
But it doesn't have to be like feminine things. It could be a fucking... I am so sorry, y'all. I was trying to say freaking, or like I was trying to say a foot. I don't know why that just came out of my mouth.
Hey, I will say some of your products, first glance, intimidating.
Like what one?
Femininely intimidating.
What?
When you start having like the fancy foams and stuff.
The
I'm
mousse?
Like, I was like, come on now. I'm putting mousse on me.
You use that.
And
like
now I use
most.
it because it's a fluffy cloud. I didn't realize it was a fluffy cloud on my body.
Yeah.
And then the sugar scrub, I was like, okay, this sounds sweet.
But you love that junk.
But I love it.
Okay.
Hey, admittedly, that sugar scrub does something to my spirit. Not gonna lie.
And the little Olay nighttime. You mix all three together.
Oh yeah, the trifecta. So I have this new formula. I take all three of them, put a little bit of each.
I'm sorry. I hope that's not blurry. Hopefully it's not. I hope not either. Okay.
Okay.
Take all three.
Take all three, blend them together. Nice little matchup. And my body come out feeling great.
You've been getting better. Like Josh used to be the type that wouldn't even moisturize his body out the shower. I feel like the first 5+ years of our relationship, you just.
I don't know, man. I thought that I was building up like a natural immunity to ash.
But you still came out ashy every day.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I had to let my man know.
Yeah.
And now you moisturize out the
Now I'm
shower.
moisturized.
And now you washing your feet.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Hey, I ain't gonna cap to y'all. I'm gonna be real transparent. Before I turned 27, I was washing my feet maybe bi-monthly. Maybe.
I thought you were gonna say once a week. That's dirty, bro.
It's so dirty. It's so dirty. But like the thing is, like, I don't know, man. I would go down there, but it's not like the type of clean that I'm doing now.
Yeah, you cleaning it now.
Like ever since I turned 27, I said I am an adult. Okay.
Yeah.
I am an adult. That means I must wash between my toes regularly.
So you felt it too, though. When I turned 27, I'm for real. When I turned 27, there was a switch of like, there's certain things I just cannot be.
Yeah, just can't be out here like that. I don't know, man. 27 hit different.
You stepping into your late 20s.
Late 20s. Is that late? Oh,
it
gosh.
Is.
It really is. Yeah, there's no excuse.
Not even
26
the
is like
anymore.
you're teeter-tottering, but like,
no, we there.
I'm definitely late 20s.
We're there.
Dang.
Yeah. So there's just certain things, and I think that might be a little bit why adulting feels super ghetto right now, though. Because we still are in a really weird transition where, like, it doesn't feel like we're that far removed from college and graduating, but it's like you also aren't far from 30. So it's like there's certain things. It's not like a guidebook or whatever in terms of, like, you have to have X, Y, and Z figured out and done by 30, but it is this kind of feeling inside of, like, I should have this together. I should, I
feel like that's that air that you were talking about earlier.
What?
Like where you feel like you're always constantly drowning, you only get a little bit of air because you don't feel like you know what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But like, oh man, again, if you're young, you'll understand eventually. I understand why adults have trouble explaining this to kids, because like at some point you're just gonna constantly have questions, and there's constantly gonna be things that you're running into where it's like, well, I didn't know that. Should I have known that 2 years ago? These are things that I should have known. I wish.
Yeah,
I would have known a
I
couple years
want
back.
our kids to be so equipped. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Some
I
of the
feel like
things that-
I think as we evolve as a people, as a the
That's
age
true,
of
too.
technology
Yeah.
has come around, and there's more things, there's more tools for people to access more knowledge. Our phones give us more information in a day than our parents had in their whole lifetime.
That's facts.
So
That is facts.
I'm not going to blame the generations before us. They didn't have the tools that we have. We have the tools. There's no excuse. Right? That's why we're educating ourselves, and we are determined to educate our offspring so they'll be better than us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So hopefully, a couple generations down the line, the 20s won't be as difficult. Hopefully.
I think the 20s is always going to be ghetto
It's going
for
to be
everybody,
ghetto.
though.
It's gonna be
Outside
ghetto.
of like the adult responsibilities and stuff, there is still just the learning curve.
Yeah, assessing like
Personal
the trajectory
relationships
of your
and
life.
like it's
like,
it's
oh man,
it's interesting. And I think too, like sometimes I wonder like, oh, does it feel like this because I'm an entrepreneur and stuff like that? But my best friend works in corporate and she feels the same way. And not only that, we also talk about like, we're not far from 30, and it's like we don't even have kids yet, but I'm already struggling to still just make sure my life is like,
yeah,
But we talk about too that we want to start having kids around like 30, in the 30s. We're like 2.5, 3 years from that.
Somewhere in that mix.
We don't eat lunch. We don't eat breakfast. You understand what the fuck I'm trying to say?
That is literally my biggest fear.
Understand.
That is my biggest fear with
what I'm
kids.
trying to say.
We have to structure our eating plans to be normal human beings.
These next 2.5, 3 years, it's gonna be quite the evolution. It has to be.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And that's scary in itself.
And I'm not saying like 2-3 years I'm pregnant. I'm saying 2-3 years we need to feel confident to bring a life into the world, and then
Be
that
confident.
conversation. You know what I mean? Like
We don't just say like, oh, 30 it is.
No.
Then we start shooting up the club. No, that's not it. Okay.
no. But okay, so yeah, there's that on top of a wedding.
Oh man.
Okay.
This wedding is like, it's the monster I never thought that I knew it would be. To be totally honest with you,
We haven't even gotten deep into
yeah,
the planning
and
yet.
that's what's like.
Well, we haven't.
It has my head in circles, man.
Yeah.
Especially because the career that we chose, and it's like,
Ooh, don't do it.
okay,
We need to save that topic.
We'll save it. If you guys, maybe we told you guys, maybe we don't, maybe we didn't, but we're gonna hit y'all with a marathon.
Okay. I thought you were gonna give it a little bit more.
No,
No?
we're gonna keep it
you
low
mean,
key.
shush?
It's low key. It's low key.
What you mean?
low
It's high key. You better tune back in tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It's a low key.
We got a marathon because we're trying to make up for being
Gone.
MIA for a while, but there's a lot of things
Yeah,
that we want to talk to y'all about
very much so.
and kind of like,
And if someone can like, oh man,
what?
this would actually like help me out a lot, but I don't want to like put this on our followers, but like if someone can like drop like either a link or like some kind of YouTube video link on how to like start turning these into an actual podcast, so I can.
Oh, yes. What are
Make
y'all
this up.
thoughts on potentially turning these into podcast form? Because we have heard some ideas from people. So many people that watch these videos tell us, why don't y'all have a podcast?
It needs to be a podcast.
Like, what's happening? What's
And like
the problem?
the thing is, I just be.
He's-
It's on me. It's gonna ride on me. She's got a horse and a half to deal with as her brand. It's gonna ride on me, right? And I just want to find a way to make this as easy of a transition to like more podcast vibes. Like my plate is full, and I don't want it to be like overly full, but I do want to do that for you guys, and so we can just get more videos out.
Yeah, somebody had even mentioned like the perk of a podcast is that some people like to listen to podcasts on their way to work or just in their car in general, and that is kind of what was a light trigger for me of like, okay,
yeah.
it does make sense why we can like turn it into more than just a YouTube.
And I personally like, I've only done it like twice now, but working out to podcasts actually decent. I was like, okay, it's not the same rap music that's like, but I'm learning and lifting. So like,
that's dope actually.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, this is cool. Especially it's like someone I actually like. The voice is kind of soothing, or it's like motivational, whatever. There's this dude called Jocko. I forget his name, but his last name at least. But he does like just these like go get it kind of podcast, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I'll rock with this. Like I can lift to that.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I want to do more. But I feel like, the podcast vibe, it's kind of a wave. And I want to make sure that the quality conversations is out there. You guys love listening to these and hate to have to keep you on YouTube and you want to go about your life and listen to us at the same time.
Because when you exit out YouTube, everything stops.
Yeah, it stops.
Yep. That's real.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got to figure it out.
Okay.
We got to figure it out.
How much time do we have, by the way, before I possibly start another conversation? Okay, we're nearing that mark.
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes in, something like that.
I was going to ask you, I know I'm kind of backtracking a little bit to your birthday situation, but 27, how does it feel?
Kind of like I should have my shit together, but I don't. And, I had to come to grips with that. Like, it's hard to explain. I'm not a perfect person.
Nobody is.
By no stretch of the means. But I thought I was a little closer to perfection than what I'm at.
Retweet.
I thought I was a little closer.
Retweet.
And then, like, all of a sudden, like, all these life instances come up, start understanding, like, I'm not fully adulting like I should be, or, like
you want to be.
Like I want to be.
Because I feel like should can sometimes.
Yeah, should is a, that's a tricky word.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dive into that, but should is a tricky word. But as I thought. And then that whole week before my birthday, I was having like epiphany after epiphany, and my mind be all over the place. But I had to come to the realization that like my organization needs help. If I'm going to be a successful person, adult, Josh,
on your own,
needs to be like a super organizer. And it's a skill that I hadn't developed or had not even like given the actual thought to develop until like early this year, where I picked up Atomic Habits and I started looking like, okay, things are starting to make sense.
That's a book, by the way, for those who don't know what that is.
It's a book. If you don't know what Atomic Habits is, or you just want to know a little bit more about Atomic Habits, go over to Hydrated Hero on my YouTube, and I'm pretty much breaking the book down section by section.
Didn't you post something today?
I posted something literally today. So after this video, you can go check that out. Same kind of podcast vibe, maybe a little tunes in the background, but, same kind of deal. But after reading that book, I started realizing, dang, this is why I haven't hit my full stride. This is why things take longer for me to get done than most other people. Cues, organization, different things around me that were just distracting me or taking my focus away. I had to start being more cognizant of the fact that like my attention is precious.
Your attention?
Yes. My attention and my focus is precious. I heard this really cool quote. Someone was like, you put a lock on your car because you want to protect it. Right? You put an alarm on your house because you want to protect it. Right? Lock doors because you want to protect your home. All these things, right? Why is there no guard for your focus? Why is there no alarm? Why is there no,
How do you do that?
You just got to like understand, like,
put a lock on it. How do you put a lock on it?
Not necessarily put a lock on it, but like, how do you protect your focus? Like picking up my phone is an instant breach of my focus. Instantaneous breach of it. Netflix is a breach of my focus. Just random little things out the day that are taking me away from the work that needs to be done are breaches of my focus. And my security system is trash. Like I have no recognition of when my security is being breached.
It's been breached.
Exactly. So now I'm starting to realize like, okay, this is breaching my focus. I have to
Move
exit
it
that.
away.
I have to move it out the way. My phone goes in another room when I need to work.
I did notice that you left it out here on the charger when you were finishing editing, I think, today.
Because it's almost like having a robber in your house.
That's so.
They just rob you of your focus every time, man.
I was gonna say, to what I've noticed since you've been reading that book, your the reset that you've started.
Resets.
Yeah.
Love resets.
Yeah.
Never thought that they were important until as of recent. Again, adulting 101. But now every time I like at night, it only takes me about like an extra
5-10 minutes.
5, 10, sometimes 15, 20 if we had like a messy day.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll clean the whole house
Mm.
or just straighten it. I wouldn't say like
You
I'm
reset it.
Yeah, I'm not deep cleaning or anything, but like put the stuff back, push the chairs back in, fold the blankets, put the pillows back. Kind of just make sure that the room is ready to go
Tomorrow morning.
It
It has made a world of a difference, to be honest.
To be honest, yes.
Yeah.
Because now instead of me waking up and trying to recover from yesterday
Right.
and then get my day started,
Right.
I can just get my day started.
Yeah.
And the next step after that, not only resetting, but prepping.
And I was going to say, too, I want you to continue, but this is also what I mean about that 2-3 years for kids thing. We got a lot of stuff to figure out, because if we didn't start even resetting, right, that's something we're now starting.
Exactly.
But like prior, we weren't resetting. Our stuff would just be looking ghetto up in here.
No.
And then try to catch up tomorrow, the next morning.
Yeah.
Whereas that's certain things we need to instill in our kids of like, no, we're not leaving this out overnight. We're going to go ahead and clean this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
go ahead.
It's
that's just another thing
I
that came
think
to mind.
I think it would probably benefit us to like shadow a parent. Parent shadowing for a day. Just notebook and pen out. Like, what are you doing with your day?
Interesting.
Full stride.
How do you do it?
I don't know. I'm gonna hit up my sisters. You got 4 of the things. No, that's the wrong shadow.
4.
That's the wrong shadow. That's a lot. But I think it would be kind of like, I wonder if there's a video like
It'd
that.
still be cool to see though.
Yeah.
Because I do wonder how parents juggle it all.
Yep. Like you go to work, but you get your kids up, you send them off to school, and then like somehow you get back to work, or like do they go to daycare, or like
Depending on the age, it's
there's
just a
so
lot.
many questions.
Yes.
And see, that's why I said I don't think there's ever gonna be a point once you get out of college, it's nothing but questions. It's nothing but questions
and to-do lists.
and to-do list and obligations. It's like ghetto. Adulthood is the worst hood to be in.
And the last thing too, that I feel like we don't have to deep discuss it, but I just want to mention in terms of adulthood as we're on the topic, the health stuff.
Yeah.
The way our bodies used to operate at 21.
It's not the same.
It's not the same as it is at 27.
Mm-mm.
Even like, because I think you were telling me, what were you telling me the other day? You used to be able to just hop up and dunk or something like that, but now you got to stretch.
I used to get up and play basketball. No stretch, no nothing.
Right.
Walk in the gym. What's up? We running 21. We running. Like, pass me the rock. We gone.
Mm-hmm.
I do that junk right now. I'm pulling a hammy. Like, it's no question. Like, I didn't realize when I saw all them old heads at the gym kind of like jogging around, kind of getting up, getting ready. And they're like, nah, son, we can't just start right now. I gotta get right. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, grow up.
No.
No, I needed to grow up.
Yeah, literally.
I needed
and figuratively.
to. Yeah.
Because it is different. It's again crazy because we don't feel that far removed from, especially being full-time student athletes pretty much all our lives.
Felt invincible.
And even with that, like, I'm not going to touch too deep on this, but I will also say what has contributed to our kind of like hiatus. Our hiatus was like health scares that recently kind of came to our attention. Just from trying to like get checkups, because me nor Josh have gotten checked up by a doctor just overall how is our health doing since we graduated from college. Mm-hmm. So I had an appointment last week that was a bit of a scare.
Real life check
though at the end of the day, and
won't go into too much detail.
Yeah, won't go into detail, but
it's
just
check.
Important. The only reason I want to touch on it is just it's important. If you don't go to the doctor regularly or make sure you get yourself checked up on and stuff like that, like it's something that you need to add to your list of adulthood that's essential. Because we have gone the last 4 or 5 years without seeing a doctor and just going based off like, oh, I woke up and I feel good today.
Yeah.
But not all things. What you're gonna say?
Don't take good health for granted. Insure it.
And that was the thing too.
Don't
insurance.
just assume.
Yeah.
Don't just assume that you are going to be the healthiest person
Gucci.
ever.
Right. Always.
Till the end.
That's what and even with vitamins,
Man.
like probiotics, stuff like that, I feel like, oh, I'm good. I knew other people were starting to do it and people around my age. And I'm like, well, they're just doing it. I don't see the point. But it is a point. Like my body is not the same anymore. And it is evolving. Our bodies are not the same anymore. So just want to put that out there. Take your health seriously.
Take your health seriously.
Regardless. And we're like people that are still active. We still work out and all of that. But it's important. And I now, reality check, know that it's something I'll make sure that I prioritize.
And I mean, I haven't had my doctor's appointment. And it's coming up Friday. This week. So
and you're getting blood work and everything, right?
I'm getting head to toe physical. Yep.
I need to go back for that.
Yeah.
But even that, because we were talking with my aunt yesterday, we visited her, and we were talking about just like the importance of knowing your family's history, what runs in your family, whether it be whatever, cancer, what is it? Heart conditions.
Yep.
There's a certain type
heart
of
disease,
heart
cancer,
disease, diabetes,
sickle cell, diabetes,
right? All of that is important. Even finding that out, like because we will eventually have offsprings, and like what can potentially be things they're gonna have to look out for because of our combination of like the family history that we have. Just all of that stuff is so important to be mindful of. I actually need to go back and get some blood work too, just to make sure, because like I think diabetes runs in my family. That's kind of like the main thing that immediately comes to mind, and high blood pressure.
I know my family has a lot of heart related issues, so I'm gonna go. Like, I'm actually going to be specific about it. Like, I
you
really
got to tell them.
Yeah. Like, take your time in that area if you're going to examine it.
Yeah. Because I think my aunt said the realest thing of, like, it's better to know and then figure out what you need to do based off that information than to naively go throughout life assuming that everything is good until you.
Then it just sneak up on you
Yeah.
when you like 40 and like, hey, by the way.
This is wrong with you.
Yeah. And there's no fixing it now.
Exactly.
Should have learned about it 10 years ago.
Exactly. So. Life has been happening, y'all.
It has. And
life
you know,
has been happening.
Sometimes that's why we fall off the map.
Because, and we always try to be honest with y'all about that, though. Like, yes, we're social media influencers and this is our job, but like we still, that balance of making sure that when real life situations transpire, we
go back to like what is truly important. A job is
a job is important.
A job is important, but like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Life is very important. Life, love, and, you know, those kind of things. You'll start understanding value when you start seeing a bunch of stuff as an adult. Like, we'll probably talk about that in another episode for the marathon this week. But just, I feel like I'm looking at life in a completely different lens. The things that I valued in the past are not the same things that I value now.
Even with like so many deaths and stuff happening in my family in less than a year, that off rip made me have a different lens of like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Life is very
fragile.
Precious. Yeah. So
and
adulthood is so unpredictable. That's the other thing I feel like about adulthood too, the unpredictability. I feel like as a kid and teenager, things kind of like, I knew what to expect every day for the most part.
School.
Like life there was no rocking the boat. There was nothing that caught me off guard.
Nope.
Since I entered this like mid to late 20s, it's stuff hitting me left and right. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, and it seems like when you finally feel like you got everything figured out, they're like, oh,
something else.
By the way, dental insurance. Like, what?
And that's something else.
My
dental, it's. We're gonna get it together this year.
We're gonna get it together. This is the year of getting it together.
But even because when's the last time you went to the dentist?
Don't ask me that question.
Exactly.
Don't ask me that question.
It is a part of adulting.
It is, and I oh my gosh, I can't imagine someone asking like our son or daughter that question, and they're like, dentist? Like, God.
That's what I'm saying. We got 2 to 3 years to get our shit together for ourselves so that we can be
Oh my gosh.
good parents in that department.
Man, that's crazy.
But yeah, y'all, I'm excited for this week, actually.
I'm excited for just the future in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
These past 2 weeks, like, we're smiling and stuff, but like these past 2 weeks were kind of hell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we weren't posting, like,
off the map.
off the map. We were really trying to, like, pick the pieces up.
And kind of, like, digest it, too. Because that's the difficulty, I feel like, with the careers that we do have. It requires us to show our face.
Yeah.
But it's like when you going
Sometimes
through
when it's like, nah,
you
your face can't be shown.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just had the whole world freaking out.
So, yeah, y'all.
Yep.
Overall, I feel like we're on a good path. We're on a good start.
We're on a good path.
We're demanding because we're demanding to take control of our lives again, basically.
Yep.
So
just taking life by the horns, one step at a time, 1% a day. We're gonna make it.
We got more than 1% today, though.
Yeah, we sure did.
Like
it's like, and see, that's the thing. Some days I'd be like, dang, we got like 5%. Other days I'd be like, oh, we might have got like negative 2%. Yeah.
Right.
It averages out to about 1% a day, but I want 1%. I want to feel like most days are just holistic. You know? Holistic.
Today has been a holistic day, though, thus far.
Yeah, for sure.
And once we get this video up, another dub.
Whew.
Good for the night.
Well, no, we need to get one more dub. We need to eat.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
And then gosh.
Do it again tomorrow.
Woo! We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
That's all we have for this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed. If you like more of these, if you like quality conversations, you know what I'm saying.
Comment below. Let us know.
Let us know. We got other content coming. Actually, are we doing straight quality conversations?
I think that we should.
If
There's
y'all,
a lot to be discussed.
There's a lot to talk about, y'all. So just be prepared. We coming with these quality conversations all week. So
it's gonna be juicy stuff too, y'all. This was kind of just like a life update, but like I don't want to tell, but it's gonna be juicy.
It's gonna be juicy.
You're gonna want to tune in.
We're very motivated, hydrated, and all that for this week. So. Other than that, you guys already know what the deal is. If you don't already know, I'm Hydrated Hero. She is EC Meme Adeco. Together we are Josh and EC. Now you can follow one of us. You can follow two of us. Yes. You can follow all three of us. You might as well follow all three of us because we are happy, healthy, and hydrated on all three. You good over there?
Almost. I don't know what's with the F-bomb finger. The F. Yeah.
Pray for our Lord. But until we meet again, y'all, peace, love, hair grease, and we out.
Okay, now. What the heck?
Hey, subscribe. Hey, new